1 in 3 driving accidents occurs due to road rage. This year, 8 out of 10 Americans will be involved in a road rage accident. There has been a 500% increase in road rage-related deaths in the last decade. Do you think we have an anger problem? Everyone deals with their anger differently, but there are several ways that are most common. Some bury their anger deep inside, but paint on the outside a picture that everything is fine. However, on the inside is smoldering what Ed Youg calls a toxic waste of anger that eventually seeps out into their thoughts, attitudes, and relationships. There are those that hold their anger in over time until one day something causes them to snap and their anger erupts, causing hurt and pain to anyone in their path. There are some that use the cold shoulder approach. Their anger causes them to freeze over and they refuse to deal with the person they have the issue with. Finally, there are those that simply have a short fuse. Any little thing can cause them to fly off the handle immediately. Anger in and of itself is not a bad thing. It's a natural emotion. We even read about times that God got angry in the scriptures. One of the most well-known of these incidents was in John chapter 2. In this story, Jesus goes into the temple, turning tables over and making a whip out of cords because the people had made a place of worship into a marketplace. When we witness oppression, injustice, abuse, a disdain of God, we should feel anger. In fact, the Bible acknowledges we will feel anger. Ephesians 4:26 starts off, "Be angry," but it ends with, "And yet do not sin, and do not let the sun go down on your anger and give the devil an opportunity." So how do we know if the anger we're feeling is healthy and justified, or if it's a deadly sin in our lives? We know we're dealing with dangerous anger when our explosions of anger are causing hurt and pain to our relationships. Our anger is leading us to a fixation on thoughts of revenge. Or our anger is keeping us from extending forgiveness to the one who wronged us. We see this played out in the lives of some people in the Bible. Think about the story of Joseph and his brothers. Their father, Jacob, definitely had a favorite son out of all his sons, and that was Joseph. Jacob did not hide his preferences either, even giving Joseph a special coat of many colors. This favoritism caused a variety of reactions from his brothers, including rejection, hatred, and jealousy. However, these emotions manifested themselves in anger. Anger that led his brothers to throw Joseph into a pit and sell him into slavery. Instead of dealing with their true emotions, they allowed anger to take over. Are you like Joseph's brothers? Are you using anger to cover up another deeper-seated emotion? How about the story of Jonah? God asked Jonah to go to the Ninevites, a group of people that Jonah would have considered his enemies, and warn them of God's coming judgment. Jonah did not want to do this, so he refused. Long story short, this led him to be swallowed by a whale. Inside the whale, Jonah changed his mind and decided to obey God's directives. When he got out, he preached to the Ninevites about God, and a huge revival broke out. Believe it or not, this angered Jonah. To him, it was not fair that God extended mercy to Jonah's enemies. The story ends with Jonah in anger saying in Jonah 4:3, "Please take my life from me, for it is better for me to die than to live." Are you holding on tightly to your anger and refusing to let go? Will you take it to your grave with you? Or will you deal with it as directed in Ephesians 4:26? Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry. Then there's the story of Cain and Abel. These brothers both presented offerings to the Lord. God was pleased with Abel's offering, but he rejected Cain's offering. Anger filled Cain's heart because of this. His anger eventually spilled over to murder, and Cain killed his brother Abel. Before this murder happened, God warned Cain of the danger of his anger. In Genesis 4:6-7, God says, "Why are you angry? And why has your countenance fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door, and its desire is for you, but you should rule over it." God presented Cain with a choice. He could let his anger rule his decisions, or he could close the door on it. Cain chose anger. Is the door open to anger and revenge in your life? Or have you opened the door to the Lord and the forgiveness He can help you extend to others? Anger is a powerful emotion, but God is more powerful, and He can help you overcome your anger. You have a choice. Anger does not need to control your life.